This video, I'm going to show you how to perform model evaluation in Amazon Bedrock. So once you're in the Bedrock console, if we come down under assessment and deployment, you'll see model evaluation. This is currently in preview mode, but let's take a look. So with model evaluation, you have three flavors here. You have automatic model evaluation. So this automatically evaluates one model using the recommended metrics that you provide, and you create the evaluation. So you could look at things like accuracy, toxicity, and robustness, and your model scores are all calculated using different methods like the BERT score, F1. You can also introduce a human element, so you can bring your own work team, and that'll evaluate two models using a work team of your choice to provide feedback. You also can do this with an AWS managed work team. So if you want to have feedback on subjective or complex evaluation metrics, but you don't have any experts in-house to look at it, an AWS expert team will look at it for you. So we're going to create an automatic evaluation. I'm just going to call it Richard Demo Evaluation. And now we're going to select our model. So what model do we want to evaluate? So I can choose from AI 21 Labs, Amazon, Cohere, and Meta. I'm going to stick with Amazon, and I'm going to select the Titan Text G1 Lite. Now we choose our task type. So how do we want to define the model evaluation criteria? Do we want to do general text generation? So then the model will do natural language processing and text generation tasks. Text summarization. This model summarizes the text based on prompts that we provide, question and answer, and text classification. So I want to do question and answer. And now we choose our metrics and our data sets. So what metrics do we want to use? We can choose from accuracy, toxicity, and robustness. So if I choose accuracy, I can remove it here if I don't want it. Now I choose a built-in data set. Do I want available built-in data set, or do I want to use my own prompt data set? And that's fine if you want to have your own prompt data set trained and evaluated on this model, and that way it can relate a little more to what you're trying to accomplish. For this demo, we're going to use a built-in data set, and below you can see what built-in data sets are included. So BoolQ is a question answering data set for yes or no questions. Natural Questions has real user questions issued to Google search. And Trivia QA is a reading comprehension data set. We can include all of these, or we can include just one of these. So I'll go ahead and I'll choose all three. Then our next metric is toxicity. So this is going to gauge the propensity to generate harmful or inappropriate content. So again, I can choose a built-in data set, and I can use BoolQ, Natural Questions, and Trivia QA. And then robustness. So we're going to assess the degree to which minor semantic preserving changes impact the model's output. So we have three metrics. Accuracy, how well does the model output match what we expect? Toxicity, will this model generate harmful or offensive content? And robustness. And that'll assess the degree to which minor semantic changes impact the model's output. We're going to use the available built-in data sets. If we want to use our own, we just specify the S3 bucket where our data set is. Next, our evaluation results. So what folder do we want to put our evaluation results in? I'm going to choose S3. I'm going to find the folder called Training Data for Bedrock, and the folder is Evaluation. And I'll choose that folder. If you do the same, make sure that Bedrock can access that folder and you have cross-origin resource sharing enabled. Now I'm going to come down and choose the IAM role. If I don't have a role, I can say create a new role and it'll create it for me. Or I can click cancel and choose one from previous. So if you've done this before, you'd have a previous role. Let's go ahead and create a new role for the purposes of the demo. And here is the specific models. Here's the output bucket. And now I'm going to create the role. So it takes the buckets that you passed in above and creates a new IAM role for them. So I'll create the role, It automatically assigns it. Now I'm going to create my evaluation. So if you scroll down, you see your evaluation jobs. You'll see any past jobs and their status. And you should see our job now, it's in progress. This may take a few minutes, upwards to maybe 30 minutes or more. So once it's complete, we'll take a look at what we generated. So now you can see the richer demo evaluation has been completed. You can go ahead and click on the evaluation name, and that'll bring you into our result. So you see our summary here: toxicity, robustness, and accuracy. So for question and answer types, when we look at accuracy, for this metric, the value is calculated using an F1 score. So whether we used Bool Q, natural questions, or trivia QA, the value is going to be calculated using that F1 score. And the F1 score ranges from 0 to 1, with higher values indicating better performance. So with trivia QA, we have much better performance for this model. With robustness, for this metric, the value is calculated as a percentage. So each prompt in the data set is perturbed approximately 5 times. Then each response is sent for inference and is used to calculate the robustness scores. A lower score indicates the selected model is more robust. And then finally, toxicity. So this value is calculated using toxicity from a detoxify algorithm. So we don't need to get into the details of how that's calculated, but a low toxicity value indicates that the selected model is not producing large amounts of toxic content. So here we can see that our toxicity values are very low. So that's how we view our model evaluations. Now you'll also notice that we stored the evaluation results in S3. So if we click it, we're brought into S3 and we can look at whether it's Bool Q, natural questions, or trivia. So if I look at trivia QA, I take the output, I can go ahead and download that output, I can save it, and then I can open it. So when I open it, it looks like this. You can see the metric name, its result. All right, it's a little hard to pick out here, but it is a JSON lines file. And we can take this prompt, for example. How many points is a try worth in a game of rugby union? And then it says 5 or 5 or 5. Then it says what model invocations were used and any response text. So here the metric was toxicity. The response text was, sorry, this model is designed to avoid potentially inappropriate content. So depending on what the prompt is, it may see it as inappropriate content or not. Right, so you can view all of these, whether it's your built-in trivia QA data set, whether it's the natural questions or the Bool Q, it's all there. So you can view that evaluation in the console. You can also view it via the data sets in the S3 bucket.